Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Larry Wilson. I am a native of Kent County. I'm also the president of the board of directors at Sumner Hall and co-chair for the James Teller Justice Coalition. Just a little bit of history where we at. We started this coalition in late summer of 2019. And our single focus is defined mission aligned with the Equal Justice Initiative Community Remembrance. There were over 4,000 African Americans that were lynched between 1877 and 1950, one being here in Kent County. Our mission, we believe that focusing on the unvarnished truth of racial injustice is fundamental to unifying our community, enabling us to work together to address the ongoing challenge of present-day racism. I'll turn it over to Phil at this time.
This is the mission that Larry just reiterated. In case you can flip to the next slide, which you will all recognize. I think what we are doing is pretty much in line with Chestertown Unites Against Racism. Next slide, please. This is a photograph from the Equal Justice Initiative down in Montgomery, Alabama. These are jars of soil that were collected at the lynching sites of hundreds and hundreds of people. James Taylor was lynched probably less than 100 yards from Town Hall in 1892. And we're hoping to, as the first part of our work, is to fill one of these jars and send it down to Montgomery to be in the museum there, and also to have another one on permanent display at Sumner Hall. Next slide. People often ask us why we want to talk about lynching that happened so long ago. It really is because we have to be honest about what happened in the past if we're going to really deal with the issues of today. And lynching, there's just a straight line between lynching, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, police brutality is just one straight line. And we all know that. But to commemorate these people like James Taylor is a good way to start, and we build on that. Next slide, please. This is Brian Stevenson. You've probably heard of him or seen his films. We cannot achieve justice unless we're willing to do uncomfortable things. Facing our truth of the past is one of those uncomfortable things, and that's what we're going to do. But really, we're going to focus on justice, and our goal is to achieve justice today by being honest about the past and then moving into the future. Next slide, please. So the Equal Justice Initiative is very strict about the expectations that they have of groups like ours. They insist on an education and engagement program. We have a terrific committee we've put together that is planning education and outreach programs for the next year and a half or so. We are planning to have an anniversary event on May the 15th. James Taylor was lynched on May 17th, 1892. The Saturday before is the 15th this year. And we're planning to have a commemoration at that time and sort of kick off a number of things. Next slide, please. Another thing that the EJI does is they fund a $5,000 scholarship for high school students. We have another committee that's working on that. They'll be working with the school system to give 9th to 12th graders the opportunity to write essays. We'll get help for those students in their writing and help them to get those together. Then the essays go to EJI, they pick a winner, and there's $5,000 in scholarships that go to the winners. I think it's $3,000, $2,000, and $1,000 for the first three place winners. Next slide, please. These are some of the scholarship or the essay contest winners in one of the locations in Tennessee. That young woman on the left in the blue dress with the sunglasses is Bree Lamkin. She is one of our contacts down at EJI. We just had a great conference call with her the other day. Next slide. This is a soil collection. Next slide. I think I sent you, I won't read all of these. I think I sent you these values in the information that I sent you. This is straight from EJI, but inclusion, respect, collaboration, transparency, and accountability. Next slide. This was the memorial marker dedication in Annapolis. You can see that marker right in the center. And if you see that bicycle sign to the left and the guy in the blue and white shirt with the blue cap, that's me. But we went to Annapolis. There were 5 lynchings in Anne Arundel County. And this was the commemoration of the memorial marker for those lynchings. Next slide. So our partners, actually Sumner Hall is not a partner, that we are a part of Sumner Hall, basically one of their organizations, and the Equal Justice Initiative. The Star Center has joined our coalition, the Bayside Hoyas, the Black Union of Kent County, Kent Attainable Housing, Rebuilding Together, and Unitarian Universalist Church. We're hoping tonight that the town of Chestertown and then the Equity Advisory Committee will vote to formally endorse and join our coalition. Next slide. This is a memorial marker in Tuscaloosa. Maybe someday we'll have one of those in town as well. Next slide. Thank you very much. So I'd like to open it up and answer any questions you might have, and then just request the town council's support and joining our coalition.